Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down onto the mat. We are here in Madison Square Garage around the pool table of relevancy. To my left, we have the Nope from the top rope, Mr. Dan Danielson. I'm Rowdy Roddy Reece. We're here to review Slam Pro Wrestling League's 17th show at the UC Refectory. By the time this goes out, it was the last weekend that this had happened. Absolutely amazing show, as always. These UC Refectory shows are great. Having that top level available for people to go up and heckle from above, fantastic. I love
We
heckling
definitely
from
made the
above.
most of the heckling, don't you?
Absolutely, we did.
My voice is still cactus. From last time.
As you can probably tell, we had a bit of fun yelling obscenities at all the
We
wrestlers.
would not do such a thing. John Cena would call us out for using such vulgar language.
Is someone from the Slam Pro Wrestling going to break up with us too?
Well, I mean, somebody is leaving us, so maybe they have.
We'll touch on that very shortly. A loser leaves Slam match.
Well, look, great fun night. UC, like you said, is a really fun venue.
Yeah.
Having the crowd the way that it is vocal, and having like the top down views is also really fun. So look, all of this from Slam is well done. The event was great. 7-card match.
Yep.
7-match card. Is just about right, man. It's
With
just
two
over
women's
2
matches
hours
as well. Go
Perfect. It's really fun night. So let's roll into what the first match was, which normally
it's Mikey kicking off the show, but the last couple shows it has not been Mikey. It's been our mate, the Hope from the Top Rope, Luke Watts, kicking off the show. This time against Aaron Jake, who is based in Sydney. Now, for those of you who may know,
just trying to find the thing, but yep,
find the thing. Who those of you who may know, Aaron Jake does wrestle up in Sydney for PWA and other promotions as well. And there were some hecklers, won't name names, but there were some hecklers asking Aaron Jake where his title is. And for those of you who might know, he is now the former PWA Tag Team Champion. Yep. Ironically, losing to the Backslide Girls, who are both on the card tonight. So
that is correct.
I don't know who those men were.
But I think those idiots probably should understand that not everybody in this crowd watches PWA.
Yeah, and they don't understand.
And they don't know that he used to have a title. So when you're
I
continually
think one of them did quiet down a bit after
someone told them that maybe people don't understand why you're chanting, where's your title? Because no one has a title for this match.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah?
But there was one guy who kept just yelling, where's
Stop
your
throwing
title?
Ethan under the bus. Like
No, I'm going to throw
not
Ethan
your
under the
fault.
bus.
Absolutely it was your fault.
Yeah, I did start it.
But look, this is a really good match. It was a really good opener. Luke, obviously the Hope from the Top Rope, not the Nope from the Top Rope.
That's you.
That's me. I'm the Nope. Okay,
Yeah, you're the Nope.
Yeah, because I'm not going in the Top Rope, bro. No thanks.
I'll give it a shot.
You reckon? Even after Dan blows it out every time he runs against them?
Maybe.
For those that don't know, last weekend, Slam had a show at the last ever Reload night. So Reload is a bar in Canberra that closed down. They've done a bunch of shows there.
Tokens closed down as well because they're essentially
It's the same thing. Yeah. They had shows 6, 8, and 10. Was it the 6 show? Yeah,
it was a 6 p.m. show. The last match of the 6 p.m. session.
Which was a tremendous match.
Oh, very tremendous.
If I do say so
very
myself.
Tremendous.
Just like the
Tremendous.
re-announcing.
So jacked. Dan Archer's so jacked, and they're just like the sheer power that went behind that Irish whip just shattered that top rope.
Yeah.
It just shredded itself.
So, I mean, that means that I would be a little bit trepidatious to get up to the top rope and do moves. Luke Watts, though, not a chance. Luke is a master of the top rope.
Oh, absolutely. Master of the top rope.
450 degrees of knees.
Yes. And he did use that to secure the victory.
He did win the match. I think the best part about this is that, Aaron Jake has a really good look as a heel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the crowd, despite maybe not all knowing who he is as a character and stuff, you instantly
can tell just the way that he looks, you know.
You boo him. But also, if you don't know if you're going to boo someone, you put them against Luke Watts, who's the biggest face in Canberra, and the crowd will instantly go.
No one's cheering against Luke, except maybe us sometimes, depending on who he's facing.
Yeah, sometimes, especially when it's against our mate Dan Archer. But yeah, Luke is fantastic at getting the crowd involved. The way that he oversells things to the kids in the crowd, reaches out and sort of pumps himself up for stuff. Bit of John Cena-esque overselling, but that's what the kids are there for, and that's what Luke really caters really strongly to, is getting those kids involved, getting everybody cheering for him. He did almost hit the knees on the ropes on the way down.
It was rough. Got a video of it, so I might pop it in there. See what happens.
But really good match between these two guys. They worked quite well, and it's good to see Luke get another win and then start to maybe
climb back up those rankings.
His ascension.
We might be getting Dan versus Luke part 5.
I mean, there's probably been a lot more of them too.
Well, I'm trying to include like notable ones like in other promotions as well. Because I know they've gone to like IWA and Rock and Roll Wrestling and faced each other as well. So
yes, they have.
Very well tenured feud there. So could see it fire back up sometime soon. Speaking of firing up, next match. Loser leaves Slam. Frankie B versus Kingsley.
Now, before this match had happened, when this match was announced,
we were questioning it.
We were very
vehemently
against it. Oh, that's a good word. I like these words we're using today.
I know big words.
Why would we get rid of Kingsley or Frankie? Like they're both so great, and the Slam women's division is getting so much stronger. The fact that, like you said, there's 2 women's matches on this card. Tony Khan could never do that. So to have the stipulation that one of them has to leave, that was shocking for us. But we now know the context behind that, which we'll talk about. Look, the match itself was fantastic. Kingsley obviously comes out, does the Backslide Girls shtick, steals the mic, does the song. Everybody's around it.
Backslide Girls.
Yeah, can you do it? Come on.
No.
Come on.
I don't know the moves.
Just a couple of steps, surely.
No?
Oh, that's disappointing.
No.
Frankie then comes out with the lollipop, throws it at her. That's a fun little spot.
I thought she threw some lollipops in the crowd too, didn't she?
Probably. Yeah. She's selling them for like $1 a pop, and of course my child bought one.
Oh, of course he did.
Got to have a lollipop.
Clinton.
But really fun match. The way that the bell rings and the two of them just brawl.
Oh, straight into the middle of the ring, exchanging blows. Great hot start to the match.
Yep.
I did notice that Kingsley was pretty on top of it for the most part, but I noticed whenever she got a pin, it was 95% of the time a 1 count. I think she got 1-2 count.
Oh, neither of these girls wanted to lose.
No, Frankie wasn't having a bar of it. And leading up to the finish of the match, there was a spot where Kingsley, of course, go for a backslide. It got reversed, and Frankie actually pinned Kingsley with the backslide. And Frankie wins the match.
And Kingsley's gone.
Has to leave Slam, which is depressing. A whole range of emotions I don't want to go too far into.
No, that's the whole point of this podcast. Go into those emotions.
No,
delve deep. Let us know. Let the people know what we thought.
I think it's bullshit.
Thank you. Look, congratulations to Kingsley for obviously having a really fun match and Frankie for winning. But if you've gone on social media since the Slam show, Kingsley's now put up a little post that she's going to start a solo tour of Canada.
Yeah, she's going to be
for the next couple of years. Huge news for her. Congratulations for her going overseas and having a crack at that. I really am disappointed that we're not going to get to see the Backslide Girls in Slam for the short-term future. Yeah. We're not going to be able to chant awesome chips to you. And I really still hope you do get that reference. We're talking about the chips from Kingsley's Chicken, which is a Canberra staple. That's what they look like here. They are probably the best chips that you'll have.
Well, they're awesome.
They're awesome chips.
And the chicken's unbelievable.
Unbelievable chicken, awesome chips. And if you every time you've come to Canberra, Kingsley, and you've not actually had Kingsley's, that is a gripe on us, and we apologise.
Whenever you return,
it's on us.
It's on us.
We'll buy you Kingsley's next time. We're really sorry. But yeah, it's going to be really sad to not have Kingsley come down to Slam. I don't know how that's going to play out for the Backslide Girls for future performances and matches that they may or may not have, including April 11th at PWA, where they're defending their titles. But yeah, look, this was fun. A huge props for Kingsley. Obviously, Frankie B is now back on the women's power rankings.
They were briefly taken off the power rankings because of their assault at the previous Slam show at the UC Refectory.
Yeah.
So Frankie's won. She's back on the power rankings.
Yeah, and Kingsley's Gonskis.
Yeah, Gonskis.
Disappointing.
Sad.
Yeah.
Next match.
Is this next match just as disappointing as Kingsley leaving?
No, I don't think. Well, maybe what happened after the match, but we'll touch on that.
Oh.
Mikey versus Robbie Thorpe. Mikey is a big dude. He's jacked.
He's
Robbie
not
is
as
just
jacked.
so tall and jacked that he makes Mikey look kind of small, and it's kind of.
Robbie's a big dude.
I didn't realize like when you put him next to people that we're so familiar with, I didn't realize like how big Robbie really is.
Do you know the point
He's
that
huge?
the point that I noticed that was at the end of the night, right? So at the end of the night, everyone goes to the merch table to try and sign everything, and all the families and kids and
And you've
stuff are
got
there.
Robbie who's
Robbie
like
just
up
walked
here.
through it. I could see his head the entire way
Yeah.
above
And then you've got
everyone
our
else,
Slam Women's champion Rita, who's like
who's just as small as my 12-year-old son.
shorter.
Sorry, Rita. Look, really fun match. Mikey always puts on a really strong performance.
Bronson United was banned from ringside for this match as well.
which was good to know.
Yes.
The one thing that I think that we need to talk to the Slam board of directors, who will cop some gripe from us on this podcast, but also the Slam fans. You need to put a bit more effort into Parkway Drive as Mikey's entrance.
yes.
Because that is such a banging song. Get involved.
We need to
Pump it
send
up.
a clip of Parkway Drive performing that song live and what the crowd does. And we need to get Slam to replicate that.
Yeah.
We need to get the crowd on board.
Do you reckon we can get like the fire things that they use at the Raiders games?
Oh,
Do you
look,
reckon Mikey can get some fire on his
maybe
entrance?
not in the UC refectory.
Why not?
Get him to do an outdoor show.
You know, when I did see Parkway Drive about 3 or 4 years ago at UC Refectory,
They did it.
they had the flames coming off the front of the stage, but they actually turned it up so much that it set off the sprinkler system within UC, and we all had to evacuate the concert.
Ha! Nice. That's great. Please don't do that, Slam.
Yeah. No,
One,
please don't be
you'll
fun.
ruin everyone's night. Two, you'll ruin the ring as well.
Yeah, okay.
But they
maybe-
did
maybe
wrestle
not.
in the rain once at Beer Fest last year.
That's true. And
Yeah.
Reloads had some nights where it was raining too.
Well, not like super heavy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mikey would end up picking up the victory because Robbie did not have Bronson United to help him secure that.
Yes, and
But-
that was the big top rope elbow. Because the
Mikey
Mighty
does
don't
a
need.
great.
The Mighty
Mikey does a
don't
great elbow drop. Looks amazing. But
Oh, here's the schmozzle.
the schmozzle, the match had finished. Mm-hmm. Bronson United no longer banned from ringside, so out comes the mug, Vinny, and his little idiot sidekick, Josh. Not to be related
You're
to
a
the
mug. You're
Ned
a
and Josh
mug,
podcast,
Vinny.
Josh.
You're a mug.
Mug on the mug.
What was our chant last night? Puff Daddy Josh.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy
I
Josh.
forgot about that.
Puff Daddy. Just really, really fitting into that tracksuit, brother.
Yeah.
Really. Yep.
Oh, mate. I could never look that good, though.
No, but I'd also buy a tracksuit that's my size, not 1 or 2 sizes too small. You're really squishing in there, Josh. Anyway, the schmozzle of what happened, the fact that the referee just stood there and just didn't stop anything, and then the board of directors, the Slam board of directors, could see that it was a 3-on-1 attack. No, we're not going to do anything about this.
This is the Slam Board of Directors watching that happen.
Yeah, nothing. Not going to do anything.
Nothing. Come on.
And so in the match prior between Kingsley and Frankie B, there was a spot where Kingsley was on the outside. Frankie B runs the ropes. Kingsley gets the apron, catches her over the head with it. As soon as the apron goes up, little eagle eye, Reece over here.
There's a table.
Table
Why
under
is there
there.
a table under there? There's no DQ matches tonight.
So obviously they're beating up Mikey in the ring, and then Vinny tells Puff Daddy Josh, go get something. Josh goes to this side of the ring, can't find it. Go to the other side of the ring, can't find it. Go to the other side of the ring, can't find it. We're like the whole time us yelling on the balcony.
It's under this side, Josh.
It's at the front, bro.
front.
It's the front.
Entrance.
Come get the table. Then they get the table and they set it up.
Shield powerbomb to Mikey through the table. We know the history of Mikey and Lucas Fantasia as well, being former tag team partners and tag team champions, I think.
I think they were over in OPW.
So I was
sorry.
expecting Lucas to come out and potentially lend a hand because he was fighting Vinny later in the night. But no, Mikey just got destroyed,
Just took a table bump. Just bang. Straight through.
smashed. Very unfortunate.
And then the security decided to come out and help out.
then people
Oh,
decided
good job,
to-
Slam Board of Directors.
I don't think this is the last of Mikey versus Bronson United.
I really hope on the next show.
No, not the next show.
I don't
one
care.
after.
I don't care that you're going to Japan. I can't wait. Look, Mikey he's had a match with Vinny, and Robbie Thorpe cost him. He's had this match now with Robbie Thorpe, and they've all come out and beat him up. The only one left is
Josh.
Mikey Broderick against Josh.
And just give me 5 minutes of him just slapping Josh around the ring, throwing him everywhere. Just take him to Suplex City, mate. Destroy him.
Just hold him up. stalling suplex for as long as you can till all the blood rushes to his
I'd
brain.
love to see that.
Yeah, let's please do it, Mikey.
Please.
Just get your hands on them all, please.
Next match of the night.
Because that was halftime, right? We had to sweep
No,
the
we got
ring
one
out.
more match and then.
Oh, was it? I was too.
Come on, mate.
Sorry.
Slam Tag Team Championships being defended by the Dropouts against the North Shore Wakers.
Sorry, I should do
A
that.
nice new addition to the set.
It's very
Courtesy of, I love it. Green's my favourite colour.
It is very Raiders of you.
And very Hulk of me.
Also got a very
Oh, you did?
green shirt. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
So yeah, Will and Sam of North Shore Wrestling.
Who I mistakenly called Anthony on the last Slam review.
Oh, because Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah,
And he's not from
it's
the
not
Red Hot
until
Chili
it
Peppers.
wasn't until like a week or so later that I was like, oh shit, I called him Anthony. His name's Will.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Do you like the Chili Peppers though? If you do, what's your favourite song? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah,
Scar
let us
Tissue,
know.
Californication,
Any song referencing California.
Danny California.
You probably know more songs than I do.
I think that's about all I can. Under the Bridge.
Under the bridge of fire.
Obviously, those two are fantastic at their heel shtick, getting the crowd to hate them. Obviously,
It's just so easy.
but
Like,
from the
just-
North Shore, no one likes Manly. Go away.
You look at Sam Osborne and he's like, God. And he comes out with his little like jumper tied up over his shoulders. Just, what a smug bastard. And then you look at Will, just that moustache. Just
The anchor man.
mug you want to punch, you know?
If you boys wear like a Manly
Please don't
jersey
punch
next
me.
time, like you really want to rub it in, Manly jersey.
Oh, especially after that.
The flogging the Raiders cop the other week.
I'm so glad I didn't watch
Hey,
that.
Parramatta's playing them today, man. I'm not gonna enjoy the flogging
I
that
had
Tom
to keep a
Turbo's gonna
keen
give me.
eye on that for
Nah,
you.
please don't. But then obviously the heels come out, they get the crowd booing and everyone
Yeah.
involved, and then all that does is set up the entrance for our boys. Scotty Green, Tuckman, the dropouts.
The crowd loves this. And we've said it so many times. It is the Australian version of Jey Uso's entrance. Everyone gets
yeah.
involved.
It's great. And having the setup like we sort of you see with the mezzanine area where you can look
Yeah.
down, and the fact that we could film it from up the top, edit a
Just
look
get that
and
like
chuck
nice
it in there.
panoramic shot of the crowd. Just
And it just looks so much fun, and it's so
is. It's
great
so
to
fun.
see the whole crowd get involved. And look, these guys, I'd say, are fairly experienced with wrestling each other. We've seen this match
absolutely.
once or twice before,
I think they're about 50-50 on wins at the moment.
according to Sam. I
Yeah.
mean,
Being from the North Shore, he might not be so reputable.
yeah. Well, we know who the most reputable wrestler in Australia is. Anyway, but yeah, look, this is great. The dropouts themselves, we've said this on every time we've put them on the podcast and we've talked about them, is that they are the kings of the hot tag.
Yes.
They work one of them over the whole time. Normally it's Scotty and then he gets the tag to Tucky, but this time it's the other way around. Tuckman was one getting worked over.
Scotty gets the hot tag.
Scotty Green waiting for the hot tag. And then once he gets it, the crowd just goes mental. They pop so hard for these boys.
Yeah, always.
The work rate of all four men are really good. They're all actually really good wrestlers. You can tell within the ring, they all know exactly what they're doing.
And they know each other so well too. So they
Well,
just
it happens when you wrestle yourself 16 weekends in a row.
16 weekend. Did you pull that number out of your ass or?
I don't know. Maybe Scotty told me no, it wasn't 16.
No, I think it's like the next 6 weekends they're facing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's IWA, PWA. There's lots of different places where
Dedication,
they're
man.
wrestling.
We're going to have to start tallying those matches.
Yeah. I'm sure we could just go on Cage Match. It'll be up there already.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone will have it all there for us. Yeah, look, super fun match. We got the hot tag to Scotty and the boys win with their double upside down FU.
Yeah.
Do you guys have,
Do you guys
a
have
name
a
for it?
name for it? Yeah. Let us know.
Chuck it in the comments for us,
Yeah.
please.
Comment or slide in the DMs and let us know what it's called.
Because I was a little
Did they just
disappointed.
call it the dropout?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's
If you don't have a name for it, you're welcome.
because that was real difficult to come up with. Oh, what's the tag team name? The Dropouts. What should we call their finishing move? I don't know. The Dropout. God, you're a genius.
It's Australian genius.
A little sad that we didn't get to see a top rope cutter from Tucky. But he was at the Reload show last weekend.
Yeah, so we would have known about
He
Dan
saw the
breaking
top
the rope.
rope
So
explode. So I understand your trepidation to do that. Tucky makes total sense to me, mate. It's fair. But yeah, look, these boys are great. The retaining the titles, they'll obviously spend a little bit of time. I think that Scotty was telling us they're going over to the US for a little bit. Maybe go over and see Kingsley and say hi to her in Canada.
well, I think a lot of them are booked in Vegas.
Oh, everyone, they're all going over
I'm pretty
WrestleMania.
sure I saw that Frankie and Kingsley's are doing like burlesque show.
Yeah,
in Vegas that weekend.
Lena's booked over there. Slex is already over there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Robbie Eagles is in and around Japan. It's so fantastic for us to see the local talent being able to go over and do international bookings.
Absolutely.
And not only to try and get. I mean, we saw a couple of weeks ago the Parade were on Dynamite, right? Which is on
And then Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
huge. That's awesome. But not only like trying to shoot for your AEW, WWEs and stuff, but just getting the indie scene over in America and getting over there and talking to wrestlers like your mate Bishop Dyer, Baron Corbin, whatever he's called these days, whatever name he picks this weekend.
The Nomad.
Even the ones working WSW with Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona and stuff, like having to be able to rub shoulders with that quality of talent overseas is just going to make these guys bigger and better than ever.
Absolutely.
And you said it's their entrance is like the yeet of Australian wrestling.
Bit delayed.
Yeah, I know. But the second Chelsea Dagger hits anywhere, the crowd's going to love it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
these four boys are superbly talented, and I love seeing their tag matches, even though I've seen it 17 times.
It's better every time. Moving on, we hit the intermission of the show, and then upon return, we had Vinnie Bronson versus Lucas Fantasia.
Because Vinny is the Slam Masters Cup.
He is. And I was wondering what that trophy was when it came out, and then the security guard behind us so kindly advised us that it was the Slam Masters Cup.
Oh, that's right. Because he's locked in. That's why he told us what it was.
Yeah, very locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Lucas Fantasia is absolutely hilarious. His whole shtick of being in the ring and just like getting his selfies in. He's in the middle of a headlock and he's just like... Some of those photos, man, watching from above, I saw there was just a particular one where Vinny had him in a headlock.
Yep.
And just like the way he looked up when he saw the camera and just the look on Vinny's face. That photo, I need to see it on social media
because
somewhere.
Vinny's a mug, though.
Yeah, well, he's got a pretty
good mug.
Yeah, mug.
There's one, I don't think you've seen it yet. It's I think Slam put it up, the one where Vinny stole Lucas's phone.
Yeah.
And actually took the selfie. And you got Josh on the outside of the ring doing
Puff
these
Daddy
ones.
Josh.
Puff Daddy. That is a fantastic selfie.
Yeah.
And editor Luke will chuck it in there for us. Because look,
he's good at it.
the fact that, again, it's kind of like the same one we talked about with Aaron Jake, right? The local crowd don't know them yet from having singles matches. They've both been down here in Rumbles and stuff, but they've never really had their own match to sort of shine and get their character over. How do you get Aaron Jake as a heel over? You put him against Luke Watts. Yeah. How do you get Lucas across as a babyface?
You put him against Vinny.
You put him against Vinnie Bronson.
And especially with his antics as well. I think
for sure.
If we have Lucas come back on a more regular basis now, because I think this is probably the second or third time that we've had him in the last 12 months.
I think he's been in 2 Rumbles, and I think this was his first match booked, like a one-on-one.
Yeah, so hopefully we see some more of him, because the crowd absolutely loved it.
Yeah, for sure.
He unfortunately did not pick up the victory over Vinnie Bronson.
No,
Vinny locked in the London Eye.
It is the London Eye. I thought it was the Tower of London. No, London Eye makes much more sense than the Tower of London. Because Vinny's not very tall, so it wouldn't be a tower, because he's a mug. Fight me, Vinny.
Sorry, I just should put the foam finger on. I wanted the foam finger front and center, just flipping people off as soon as they turn the camera on.
No, you can't do that.
Why not? It'd be funny.
Because you can't ruin Madison Square Garage.
It's over there. What's the difference with it being over there?
This is right in the middle. This is the pool table of relevancy. This is all part of the aura of our show. Madison Square Garage.
The finger of power.
The power. Finger of power.
Finger of power.
I mean, maybe we could use it as our power rankings, right? Hey!
It's up the power rankings.
Can I take that to a Raiders game? What do you reckon they'll do? No?
Go buy your own and then... Because I know your child and your child will lose it. That's mine. I bought that.
We don't want that taken away. Yeah, fair enough.
No, buy another one and then you can use it as your...
Well, if I go... they're not at the PWA show.
No.
So maybe I can't get it.
We can just buy it online, can't we?
I don't know.
You can arrange something for us, can't you?
You can slide into Will's DMs again for me.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. What were we talking about? Lucas and Vinny?
Yeah, we covered that.
Yep.
Moving on. Slam Women's Championship match. Shay Cassidy versus Rita Stone. And we had a somewhat familiar face accompany Shay. But
a somewhat familiar face. You mean Kingsley, who we watched an hour beforehand?
No, I don't reckon it was Kingsley.
I mean, she had gone backstage.
I thought she had drawn a moustache on, to be fair.
Oh, you'd never know it was her.
No.
Yeah, no way.
Change of gear as well. But
The change of gear to match Shay was a lovely touch. But then the fact that the stupid Slam board of directors, again, flexing their power in all the wrong ways. You're happy to let Mikey Broderick get put through a table. No problems at all.
No.
You're happy for brass knuckles to be brought out and used. No problems at all. But the second that Kingsley tries to go to the ring to support her good friend and tag team partner Shay Cassidy, you put security guards in and you manhandle her. Two big, strong men, strong as bison, to just pick her up and take her backstage.
I think it was just one that was just strong as a bison, wasn't it?
Look, one of them, they were both big, strong men. One of them strong as bison. One of them looked like the kind of guy that would scull lots of beers and be really strong Viking type character. But regardless of who or what those people were, it was an absolute crime that they
Travesty.
picked Kingsley up,
Travesty.
took her backstage.
And you could see how distraught Shay Cassidy was as well. She was still doing her dance in the ring,
Yep.
but through tears.
And that's just not fair on Shay. Yes, I understand Kingsley lost the match and the loser must leave Slam, but that's not Shay's problem. Shay had planned for this women's title match with her counterpart and her friend Kingsley at the ringside, helping her through, cheering her on,
Giving her support.
And now you take that away? That is
threw
so
her
unfair
whole
on
game
Shay.
off.
And
dare
Shay, where was Barnaby?
We're missing poster right here. Missing Barnaby. And we'll put a little...
Are you gonna Photoshop that up?
Do I have to? Maybe. We'll see how I go.
Look, Shay was always going to struggle in this match now because there's no Kingsley, there's no Barnaby.
Yeah.
She's struggling through everything. And then, against a very talented and very good
World-class athlete.
Rita Stone, who had the matches of the weekend before at Reload, like we went and saw. Rita had a bit of a pre-workout down in Slam down here.
She did.
Had a few matches there. And she is our women's champion for a reason because she unfortunately beat Shay.
Yeah. Slim board of directors playing favourites.
It's disgraceful, isn't it?
Disgraceful. Disgusting.
Yeah. Sweet Pete would never. He's just under the thumb of the board of directors, right?
Yeah.
It's not
He's
actually
a little
you,
pawn
Pete.
in their game.
Oh yeah, of course.
Righto.
That's what they all say.
Righto. Reed retains
What
her.
a tremendous job your guys are doing, board of directors.
Rita retains her Slam Women's Championship. Do we perhaps see Frankie B go for that championship next?
Well, she's back on the power rankings.
I don't think there's anyone else that's really drum up enough wins.
No, but I think, there's local talent, such as like Mosh Pit Bunny, that's been paying real close attention to all of these matches.
No, she has, indeed.
Sure, she's got lots of footage of them that she could research of the matches of all of these wrestlers.
I did notice Maya Maddox was missing tonight.
Oh.
She was not on the card.
She's watching on YouTube, mate.
Yeah.
Slam will put it up on the YouTube channel.
Live on
Make sure
YouTube.
you like and subscribe and follow them as well.
But I'm sure, Maya can just go onto YouTube and rewatch the shows.
Yeah. Look,
Do her studying.
this is like we said, this is a really fun match. Shay is brilliant at her character.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is Rita. Rita knows what she's doing, and having her as the champion for us. Obviously, she's wrestled in Newey and down the coast in IWA and stuff, so she's very talented as well. I like the quality of what the women's division is starting to put together for Slam, and the fact, like we said, that there was 2 matches on the card.
Two very good women's
Tony can't
matches
go
as
down.
well.
Never.
Moving on to our main event of the night.
So I can get more angry at the board of directors.
The full draw Dan Archer against the Caveman Ugg with his Bullet Club jacket on.
And Dan with his
Love
stacked
Santa.
and jacked. Just look at the size of him. We were talking about it beforehand when we were at before the show started. We went to the UC and had some dinner. We're sitting around. Crofty was there. We said hi to Crofty as he was watching, and on the TV show on the TVs were the replays of the Rage in the Cage in the previous shows.
1 and 2
And
collective highlights. And
Dan has progressively gotten more and more jacked.
I think
every
it's
video.
related to losing more and more of his mohawk. Because it's
Mate, you're not
starting
one
to-
to talk about
No,
losing hair.
Hey, let me explain first before you start calling me bald.
I would never do such a thing. That's you yelling at the bloke in the front row, calling him a bald guy the whole time.
I'm bald. It's funny.
Yeah, pot kettle. Anyway,
When I used to have hair, I had the mohawk thing going, and I let it grow out, and I had it all slicked back. But like, I used to cut my own hair back then. So I don't know if Dan does or not. But every time you cut your hair, you might nick it a little bit.
Right.
So you can't have it uneven. So you just got to like take it in a little bit
Are you
more.
saying that Slam's like cheap? That you think that like they cut their own hair? And I mean, judging by Luke's fake tan for tonight, he does
he's
his own
almost
tanning.
bald. Like, just get one of those Pitbull razors, just nice and easy. But if you go too far, oh shit.
Pitbull?
I've taken a...
Mr. Worldwide. Stop picking on bald men, all right?
I'm one of them. I can't pick on them if I'm one of them.
They are my people.
The thinner his mohawk gets, the more jacked that he gets.
Right, so it's kind of
like a reverse
proportional
Samson thing.
Okay,
know?
yeah, no, I understand.
You know the tale
I do
of
know
Samson?
the tale of Samson. Yeah, he cuts his hair and he loses his strength. I got it.
Cool.
Yep. Good. I went to school like you did, champ.
Bit of education for those watching.
Thanks very much.
This was a good match. Not so pleased with the result though. So let's touch on how we got to that.
Well, but even before that, let's talk about Ugg, the big furry caveman Ugg, and the fact that I think, correct us if I was wrong, but the night before, so Friday night, Ugg was on World Series of Wrestling.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure he was versing Shingihiro Iri. You know what? I'm going to actually Google it this time and actually get the right
Google
person.
Get the right person.
Because...
our current All-Australian World Series Wrestling champion?
No, he's now dropped that.
Oh, no.
He lost that to Mr. Matt Riddle. Yeah, I knew you hadn't known that. Bro. I see what you did there. That's quite funny.
I'm funny sometimes.
Yeah, keep talking.
So shoes, right? They're weird.
Well, you're just talking about how you cut your own
about.
hair, you dumb
Yeah,
nut.
okay. So what? Anyway, Caveman Ugg pulling double duty in a very short amount of time, coming from Melbourne directly up to Canberra the next day.
Yeah, it was Shingihiro Iri. I was right. Yeah.
I don't know, I was just making fun of
myself,
you of your pronunciation.
You're the one going to Japan, champ. You should probably learn those names.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and go to some wrestling while I'm over there. So,
Are you?
Yeah. I'm going to talk to Robbie when we head up to the next PWA show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He is defending his Soul of PWA Championship.
At the next show. He's also defending the Super Junior tag titles this weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice.
Over in Japan.
Fingers crossed that he retains that. But yes, Ugg. Coming from Melbourne to Canberra to try and dethrone Dan Archer.
And what an absolute step up in talent, right? From going from the World Series of Wrestling show where you're versing Erie, where you've got guys like Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, I can't remember what he's called now, but Jinder Mahal, all that sort of Raj Desi, all that like level of talent, and then you have to step away from that.
And then you come to Slam with the most reputable wrestler in Australia, voted by Pro Wrestling Down Under as the best wrestler of 2024. The full draw, Dan Archer.
What a shock to the system.
Oh, absolutely. Caveman Ugg wouldn't have known what to do with himself.
Yeah.
He did manage to secure the victory, but in a roundabout way. So let's touch on that, because later in the match, Caveman Ugg has Dan laid out in the corner and he's setting up to do a big splash. And I think the referee was trying to protect our Slam champion.
Well, the referee was slow counting all night long.
He was.
So to me, him being slow and getting out of the way does not surprise me.
No, here's my perception of it.
Sorry, I can't hear his motorbikes.
Here's my perception of it. We'll snip that out. No, we won't. We'll leave it in. I think the referee was trying to protect Dan Archer from Caveman Ugg, and he put his body in the way to protect Dan, which ended up taking that referee out because he got splashed by Caveman Ugg, who then got the advantage, hit the pile driver onto Dan Archer, and got about a 13 count.
Yeah, I'd say 13 or 14.
Slam. You don't interfere when Mikey's getting put through a table.
Board of directors, man.
You immediately stop Kingsley when she's trying to support her tag team partner. And you don't have a second ref to come slide in and make that count for Ugg to be your new Slam heavyweight champion.
And I mean, you've got tremendous staff hanging around that could be ringside to come in on behalf of the board of directors.
I mean, look, let's test something out, all right?
All right, okay.
1, 2, 3. Here, you've got two willing patrons, willing patrons to help you be on the ball with refereeing decisions.
I don't know. Do you reckon I could slide into the ring?
I reckon I could slide
like little
into the
Nate,
ring.
how he runs and then slides.
I hope that tapper, tapper, tapper got picked up on the mic. Love it. So the referee gets taken out. Caveman Ugg almost wins, but there's no referee to count. And then he shakes the referee starts getting back up. And then good old Dan Archer, I don't know whether he just had a brain malfunction or something, or whether it was a very keen plan to retain his championship. Just holding it.
Full credit to Dan. All right. Not full credit for low blowing in front of the referee that was watching you do it. That was a bit dumb. But you've learnt and you've listened to our podcast where we've talked about the low blow needing to be held.
Gotta
make a
give it
real,
that emphasis,
real scene of it. And he did. And Ugg copped one right in the Uggs. And
right in the caveman Uggs.
Right in the cavemans. And obviously then you get the board of directors and Sweet Pete strolling into the ring 30 seconds after this happening. Oh, I've just been told by the board of directors.
Are you the board of directors, Sweet Pete? Do you have an earpiece? Is it telepathy?
I didn't see a phone.
I saw no phone. There wasn't no there was no email
Breaking
from the
news.
Raw GM.
Oh, the anonymous Raw GM. What a time to be alive.
Can we rehash that? That can be the board of directors. You play a little tone, and then you get an email from the board of directors.
Oh,
amazing.
But then comes in and says that...
We could put it... No, I'm still on the...
Okay, keep going.
We could put the whole stand there with the laptop, make a whole schmozzle of it.
Little slam on a laptop.
Love it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh
Continue.
my God, it's so fun. But yes, board of directors come in and say, look, that's not how we want it. So we'll run it back.
In 2 months.
In 2 months' time. What do you mean?
Restart the match, bro!
We're here right now.
No!
Why would you not give us a finish? We've still got plenty of time. No one was ready to go home yet.
No.
We're all still good.
We were ready to see Ugg win the championship.
But we might have to wait 2 months now to see that.
You have
because there is a no DQ match on the 31st of May for the rematch.
Yep.
Dan and Ugg.
That's going to be... I'm going to be devastated to miss that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match. Because after the match had finished and Ugg was being handheld because he was winning the match because he won by disqualification, Dan straight under the ring and went to the right spot the first time. Josh, you watching? Just quietly.
Take note, Josh.
Grabs the chair, into the ring, smacks Ugg, who no-sells the crap out of a chair shot and just turns around and poor Dan went for another shot, ducked out of it, and then just copped a chair shot. Bang. And Dan was out.
Laid out.
And my favourite part to this, and again, I have to give full credit to Dan as the most reputable wrestler in Australia. He asked during the match, he demanded silence. We would not give it to him. He won. He lost by disqualification, but retained his title.
Yes.
And we did not cheer him for that because he's still our champion. But when he cops this chair shot and he lies in the ring, and then Pete says, thanks everybody, fantastic night, please come back, 2 months time, tickets, scan the VIP codes, all that sort of stuff. A good 5 or 6 minutes, the house lights come back on. Danny's still dead in the middle of the ring. Selling it the entire time.
Great.
Well
Great
done.
selling. Love
very,
it.
very proud of you.
Love to see that. That's brings life to the business.
Dedication to the cause.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
that wraps up our show.
That was a Slam show.
Slam Pro Wrestling League number 17. Not including their Academy Showcases and Slam Masters Cups.
Yes.
So
and
I
they're
reckon
really
they're probably at like 30 or so now.
Yeah,
Easy.
Look, we've said this so many different times on this podcast. If you don't
support local wrestling,
if you haven't been to a local show, go to one. Be it Slam, be it PWA, be it EPW, be it Riot City Wrestling, wherever you want to go. There's literally shows on in Australia every single weekend for wrestling. So go check it out. If you've got Facebook, there's a Australian wrestling community.
Michael Lee.
On Facebook, Michael Lee.
He puts in a lot of effort every week to get a full list of all wrestling shows happening in every state that weekend.
Yeah, which is so
out
amazing.
On about a Thursday. So if you need to find somewhere to watch wrestling in your town, Michael will know. For sure.
And we've talked about the fact, you get to sit in the crowd and you can heckle people and you can yell stuff and you can do your it's so much more fun in person. So if you get a chance to do it, look, if you're within a 9-10 hour drive of Canberra, just drive to the next Slam show.
It's just a sneaky little drive. It's fine.
Well, I saw somebody drove 12 hours from Sydney to Melbourne to go watch the World Series of Wrestling on the weekend. So someone will drive 10 hours to come see Dan Archer get beat up by Ugg again. Surely.
Well, absolutely. It's Caveman Ugg.
Yeah.
Biggest draw in Australia.
support local wrestling. Go out and
Yes.
see it. So buy merch, buy the shirts, all the different merch things that they sell, buy their 8x10s,
support them.
get their selfies, put it all on social media.
Yep.
We were saying how good it is to see, a lot of these guys go to America and tap into that indie scene over there. Support the local scene here too, because that's what gets, you get your guys like your Rhea Ripley, your Deltas, Zarias, your Grayson Wallers and stuff. They come from these places. They come from these local shows. Come and see them early and then support them when they get bigger, because then you can say you're part of that. So support Slam, because they do put on great events every couple of months. The next show, like we said, is May 31st. If you're going to be here, because Reece isn't, he'll be over in Japan hanging out with his family, being a jerk and not coming to the wrestling with me.
I'm going to buy Pokemon cards.
You are going to buy Pokemon cards. You can buy me Pokemon cards and Lockie Pokemon cards.
Maybe.
I'll slip you a cheeky 1,000 yen or whatever that is. I don't know.
That's $10.
Okay, perfect. There you go. $10. What'll it get me?
I don't know.
All right, one way to
I
find
haven't
out.
done the research. I'm just going to go over and just going to experience life,
Experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. This was a super fun event.
Always
it's very
is.
interesting to see where some of the stories are going. Obviously, the rematch for the title, the women's division now with no Kingsley,
Mikey and Bronson United.
all the stuff with Mikey. You know what? Can we get a TMDK versus Bronson United match?
Sign me up.
Zack Sabre Jr., you want to come and help your mate
Ooh.
Mikey Broderick out?
I still remember that time.
Oh, we popped in Perth.
We were at the Perth Super Show before Elimination Chamber last year, and they did a whole TMDK angle because that's where TMDK started. And
Well, not started, but like...
most of them are like from Perth.
Well, yeah, Robbie and Slick's and that were all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did the whole angle at the end of the show, and then they hit the TMDK music, and the first name to pop up was Zack Sabre Jr. And we were like, oh my God, he's here. What is he doing? Not realizing that he'd wrestled in Japan mere hours beforehand.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't there. No. But yeah,
Good times,
go out and support local wrestling. Go to a Slam show. And if you can't make it to a Slam show, go check them out on YouTube. Watch their show on there. See if you can hear our heckling of Puff Daddy Josh and all of the other fun things that we were yelling at people.
It's great.
We were on fire last night. That's why
That's a
my
great
throat
one.
still hurts.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. We have been Down Under the Mat. Mr. Nope from the Top Rope, Dan Danielson. I'm Ray Reece. Make sure you tune in next time for our review of the next Slam show, which will just be done by Dan.
Tune in.
Drop out.